Welcome to Grandpa and the Goddess of Poetry. On this day, I'm talking about the famous Italian poet Dante Alighieri, who was born in Florence in 1265. Dante's family were caught up in the many sort of factional strife that was going on around the cities of northern Italy in those days in the 13th century. And sadly, Dante himself got into trouble and ended up being exiled from Florence in 1301 when he was only 35 years old. And he was never to return to that beautiful city of his birth after that. It was while he was in exile that he wrote his great poetic work, The Divine Comedy. In those days, the word comedy was used to describe a story that had a satisfactorily happy ending. And Dante, it will always be remembered for that great poem. If you haven't read it, I'd recommend having a look at it. It's quite long, but parts of it, his description of the various levels of hell, and his, he's accompanied by the poet Virgil. It's a lovely sort of concept and a lot of beautiful imagery there. Dante's also famous for his ideal of courtly love. Famously, he and his childhood sweetheart Beatrice Portinari continued their sort of love for each other, though it was never consummated. She, I think, married someone else, and he, of course, was exiled. I think he probably never stopped loving her. He wrote several sonnets to her, and the one I'm going to read is the very last one he wrote after meeting her for the last time. It's rather beautiful, I think, though this is, of course, in translation. Here we are. To every captive and gentle heart, into whose sight the present speech may come, so that they might write its meaning for me, greetings in their Lord's name, who is love. Already a third of the hours were almost past of the time when all the stars were shining, when love suddenly appeared to me, whose memory fills me with terror. Joyfully, love seemed to me to hold my heart in his hand, and held in his arms my lady, wrapped in a cloth sleeping. Then he woke her, and that burning heart he fed to her reverently, she fearing. Afterwards he went, not to be seen weeping. That's a very sort of sad, regretful poem in a way. I think it's rather beautiful myself. Today I will remember the words of Khalil Gibran. There are those who have little to give and give it all. These are the believers in life and the bounty of life, and their coffers are never empty. I know that I cannot receive until I give. Thank you for listening.